Hey folks, and welcome to Ahad's Automotive. Today we have with us the Hyundai Venue. Now Hyundai's Venue is the latest compact SUV by the company. So is it the best one of the lot? Let's go find out. Now to start off with the design of the Venue, it's quite different from all the other compact SUVs. The first thing that catches your eye is this arrangement of indicator, headlamp and the DRL. So you have the indicator on the top, the DRL around the housing of the headlamp, the main point of the headlamp, and that's the cornering lamp. Taking a look at the vehicle from the front, you can see the first thing that catches your eye and the main part of the front of the vehicle is the cascade front grille. Now the treatment given over here is different. It's this black chrome finish, which is quite different from the chrome and looks quite neat. Right below that you have your LED fog lamp in this nice dull silver finish with the front skid plate. Taking a look at the vehicle from the side, I say it's quite good to look at from the front view. Now coming towards the side, yep, it's not big on size, but then it's very well designed. Now since I have the automatic variant, we have the DCT badge over here. And taking a look in this very well designed front fender, we have the 16-inch wheels, the MRF tires, front disc brake. This is the side view mirror with the indicator, chrome door handles with the request sensor. This does have a smart key, roof rails, the sunroof, and again a well defined hatch at the rear. The window does have the typical Hyundai design. It has a sweep upwards. Now coming towards the rear, yep, it does look a bit like a hatchback, but then again it's decently designed. There's this reminiscent design of the Grand i10, but it looks smartly designed. Now one thing that is very suspicious over here is the omission of the rear wash wiper. Even on the top spec DCT trim automatic, you don't get that. The turbo badge, because this is the 1-liter turbo petrol variant. Rear tail lamps, your parking sensor, reversing lamp, and there's your rear camera. Now this car only has a rear camera, there's no 360-degree camera package. As you can see, that's the shark fin antenna over there. Now opening the boot, it's decently sized for a compact SUV. As you can see, that's a spare. It's a normal steel type, no alloy. Now to close the boot. Now let's get inside the Venue and see how it is. Now the Hyundai Venue has a smart key system. So this is the key of the Venue. Put in your pocket, walk up to the car, press the request sensor, and you're greeted by its cab. Now this is the top of the line DCT variant. as you can see. Now if you take the top end manual variant, you do get a leather finish over here. This is your window switch console. This is to adjust your rear view mirror, outside rear view mirror, to fold in the mirror, to fold out the mirror, this to control, to lock and unlock the doors. Now this is a new design by Hyundai for the inside door handle, and do note that this is the similar design you'll get in the 2019 Grand i10 when it launches. This is the lock and unlock. Your front tweeter, front speaker, decent space for a 1 liter bottle. It's really a well finished interior, dual stitched leather. This is a fabric seat, not a leather seat. None of the variants get leather, it's just fabric. It's very well finished fabric. Now let's get inside. Now once you're inside the cabin of the Venue, it's a really good place to be in. It's very well finished. It's all black. I do prefer that over beige, and it's really nice and comfortable. We have the DCT variant with us today. So to start it up, since it has a smart key system, right leg on the brake, and just power the system on. Taking a look at the instrument cluster of the Venue, it's quite different from the other Hyundais. It's nice, crisp and backlit in white. So, as you can see, on the left hand side is the RPM meter with the temperature gauge below that. On the right hand side is the speedometer with the fuel gauge below that. And in the center you have your MID. And to control your MID, the controls are on the steering wheel. So a press of the button over here gives you all your settings. Up and down to navigate, and OK to get inside the menu. This is your digital speedometer, your transmission fluid temperature, your average fuel consumption, your accumulated info, that is the complete average of your distance, and this is your driving info. And below that you can see is the outside temperature, the odometer, and on the top you have your gear positioning system. So right now it's park, reverse, neutral, drive, and it's very neat that it shows you what gear position you're in. And on top you can see the distance to empty as well. Now taking a look at the steering of the Venue, it's this new design of steering that Hyundai's brought about. It's really nice to hold. It's typical Hyundai. It's very light, as you can see with my little finger. I can turn it around. Perfect for the city and decent for the highways. Now the buttons on the steering wheel are for voice command, mode for your system, volume up and down, seek track, accept call, decline call. This is for your MID system, up and down. This is for the MID system as well. But on the right hand side, you have the cruise control system. That is cruise, plus and minus, cancel. Stocks are typical Indian style, and I must say the proper layout, with your headlamp and indicator stock on the right, and on the left, your wiper stocks. Quite good. Now, as you can see, this does have the automatic headlamp. So pushing it into auto is just enough. As for the wiper, there is no auto wipers as far as I know. And coming towards this side, you can see that's a start stop button. That's your traction control to switch off the traction control. This is the illumination button for the instrument cluster, and this is your headlamp leveler. Now coming towards the central console. Now the Venue is marketed as a connected SUV. And by connected, it truly does mean connected. It has a host of functions. Now before we deep dive into the connected system and the touchscreen, there are a few buttons below. So this is for your map, the nav button, setup. This is your favorite button, which is customizable to whatever you want. Media, radio, the power button. Now pressing the power button brings the system back up. and you can see, going to menu, you can see you can edit your home widget and home icons, and a swipe brings you to the system. So this over here, when I press it, is the DRVM. Then we have the Blue Link system, Android Auto, your favorite contacts, your phone, your driving info, as you can see, hitting back, Apple CarPlay, radio, your media, your map, settings, navigation. Now navigation is on board. You don't need an additional smartphone to bring about. As you can see, the SD card is to be placed inside here, below this, behind the system. And if you press navigation, as you can see, is currently unavailable because the SD card is not placed in it. Now you'd be asking, what is the DRVM? So when I put the car in drive and press the DRVM button, the camera switches on, so I can drive with my rear camera switched on. And that's neat because this variant of the car doesn't have a rear wash wipe. Nice going, Hyundai. Now the Blue Link system has a host of functions. You can send, that is, data to your car about a particular navigation you want to go to, share destination, your vehicle diagnostics. It's actually running a diagnostic, no issues were found, that's clean, and your Blue Link settings. Now below this 8-inch display, the buttons are there, and this is your hazard buttons, and this is your automatic climate control, and it's really neatly laid out. You have the main AC fan control over here. This is for your recirculation mode, to switch on and switch off the AC. This is not movable, this is just a display on its own. Here's your temperature control, goes up till 17, then low. This is your positioning system, and this is to switch off the system entirely. To switch it on, just put the temperature or the fan back into position. And below that we have the USB port for charging, the USB port for the system, and that's the wireless charging pad over there. And coming from there, we have the DCT, the dual clutch transmission. Now I'll be talking about this when I drive the vehicle, so let's reserve it for then. We have a handbrake over here, it's neatly finished, and that is for the air purifier, which is not available in the demo vehicle. And we have the armrest. Now opening up the armrest, there is a lot of space, as you can see. Putting it back, it's very well built. There's a shelf over here to place items, and there's a lip, so what we place over there won't just slip off. This is the glove box. It's quite deep enough, and it's quite nice. And then we have the inside rear view mirror. Now this is, for some weird reason, a manual adjuster. It's not an automatic one, as you can see. Now there are buttons below this, if my phone could just focus on them. Now this is to select day and night mode, and the buttons below this are, as you can see, that's your Blue Link button. That's to press if the vehicle has a problem, and this is your SOS button over here. And on top of that, we do have the interior lights. Again, can be individually operated or switched on together. And this is for the sunroof, so pushing it back gives you the sunroof. Pushing it forward closes the sunroof, and to pull the shade back, it's manual. Now getting into the back seat of the Venue is quite easy. It's just to climb in. You don't have to climb down and sit in the seat. And as you can see, the driving seat for the driver is set into my position, and I still have a decent amount of knee room left, which is quite good. I wouldn't say it's very spacious, but then it's decent enough that you can make a lot of city commute in this. Sitting 3 abreast might be a problem, but then 2 people will do just fine. Rear AC is there to help matters. two individually adjustable blowers, as you can see, and it can be completely shut off if needed. You can see that is the rear door. It does have a bottle holder. That's a 500 milliliter bottle, and that's your window console switch and the door handle. It's a really good place to be in. It's not as cramped as some people say. It's decent enough. You do have an armrest, and that's the view out of the back. Good window area. Actually, I rate the rear seat space of the Venue close to that of any compact SUV or hatchback that is there within the 4-meter limit. Now, what powers the Hyundai Venue is this 1-liter turbo petrol engine, and boy is it a gem of an engine to drive. Now, for quick comparison, the Hyundai Santro has a 1.1-liter engine that's 10% bigger than this engine, and this one puts out 123 horsepower. And the Santro, well, let's just say a lot less. Now, for comparison, the 1.6-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine of the Creta puts out the same power as this 1-liter turbo petrol. But the 1-liter turbo petrol produces 20 Newton meter of torque extra than the 1.6 of the Creta. Now, let's see what this sounds like. So how does the Hyundai Venue compare to its rivals? Let's take the design for starters. It's differently designed. Compared to the Ford EcoSport, the Vitara Brezza and the Tata Nexon, the Venue seems a lot different from them. One of the key factors is that the Venue is the newest kid on the block. The Vitara, the EcoSport and the Nexon are all very long into their life. All three are going to receive a facelift at some point next year, but the Venue just stands out with its new design. The complete different arrangement of indicator on the top and the projector headlamp down in the bumper with the DRL surrounding it, the LED tail lamp with the crystal effect, the 16-inch diamond cut alloy, all of it looks brilliant put together. Now, coming towards the size of the Venue, it's the same size as an i20. So the very first question that pops up in your mind is, why should you pick the Venue over the i20? First off, the connected car features, and the second one, the 1-liter turbo petrol engine. The 1-liter turbo petrol engine is a gem of a motor. It drives brilliantly, and when paired to the DCT, it's got very quick upshifts. There's no lag at all, and it's brilliant to drive. It's more of a hot hatch, not literally a hot hatch, but still it's brilliant to drive, and the turbo petrol works really well. The connected car features, there are a lot of them. Like the remote engine start stop and the remote climate control only work on the DCT model, but by the manual top end variant you get remote door lock unlock, remote horn honk and light, vehicle status, find my car, stolen vehicle tracking, stolen vehicle notification, roadside assistance, SOS, auto crash notification, a panic notification. So all of these features are quite useful. Overall, I really wish Hyundai provided a top of the line variant for the DCT where you could get everything. Like, for example, even when you spend all your money for the top of the line DCT, you still don't get rear wash wiper, you still don't get a leather fabric combo for your seat, so you do miss out on a lot of stuff. And overall, I think the Venue since it is the newest kid on the block, feels more fresh than its rivals. The Vitara is up for a refresh next year, the EcoSport is up for a refresh next year, the Nexon's refresh is currently going on testing. So, right now, if you want to buy a really compact SUV, the Venue is the best bet. If for some reason you don't want a hatchback, the Venue is the best one out there. If you're going for the Venue, pick the 1 liter turbo petrol, manual or automatic, it's brilliant. As for the diesel, it's the same 1.4 liter that is there in the i20. The 1.2 petrol is only available in the base two variants at E and S. The SX, the SX dual tone, the SX DCT, the SXO, which is the top of the line trim, is only available in the 1 liter turbo petrol variant. The 1.4 diesel comes in all the variants from E to SXO. So, which variant would I pick if I'm buying the Venue? Well, that's easy. It's the SX, the most value for money and the one with the most amount of kit. It does miss out on rear wash wiper and the smart key system, but then paying 1.7 lakhs over the SX for those two and a couple of more is a bit too much. Now, overall, the Venue, it's a brilliant car. If Hyundai could somehow bring out a top of the line DCT variant in the SXO, it would make the vehicle a more rounded package. A special thanks to Mr. Manimaran of Kuhn Hyundai OMR for helping me shoot this video. Special thanks to Kuhn Hyundai OMR for helping me get the vehicle out on time to shoot the video. And thank you so much for watching the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.